Rumors are heating up around the new generation of Nintendo hardware, and the Nintendo Switch 2 could be getting some seriously massive games. From huge AAA blockbusters that once seemed impossible on Nintendo hardware, to long-awaited ports fans have been begging for, the rumor mill has been working overtime. Now, of course, nothing here is officially confirmed yet, but multiple reports, leaks, and industry chatter suggest these games could be heading to Switch 2. If even half of these turn out to be real, the Switch 2 lineup could be absolutely stacked. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video. Number 10 will surely surprise you.
Welcome to Wreckfest. So Wreckfest is a port town, a hub for
Toss a coin to your local retailer, because The Witcher 4, codenamed Polaris, is reportedly aiming for a legendary debut on the Nintendo Switch 2. CD Projekt Red has already performed a miracle by getting The Witcher 3 onto the original Switch, but Polaris is being built from the ground up on Unreal Engine 5. Insiders like Nate the Hate are hinting that CDPR's new console-first development strategy means the Switch 2 isn't just an afterthought, it's a target platform. With the Switch 2's powerful chip and full DLSS support, we're looking at a version that could actually hold its own against the big consoles, rather than looking like a blurry mess in handheld mode. Plus, rumors of a Witcher 3 Bridge DLC coming in 2026 suggests CDPR is already prepping the Nintendo audience for Series' big takeover. So, are you ready to hunt monsters on the go with next-gen graphics? Or are you worried the Switch 2 will struggle to keep up with the path?
around you. Sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Everything is working together.
Let's talk about a rumor that's been gaining some serious heat lately. Diablo 4 potentially making its way to the Nintendo Switch 2. Now look, Blizzard has already brought Diablo 2 Resurrected and Diablo 3 to the original Switch, and those were surprisingly solid ports. But Diablo 4, that's a different beast. Latest leaks from insiders suggest that a port is already in the works. Even Rod Ferguson has weighed in, basically saying the hardware isn't the issue. The Switch 2 definitely has the power. It's the always-online live service nature that's tricky for a handheld. But with Microsoft pushing for Xbox everywhere, it feels almost inevitable. Imagine grinding nightmare dungeons with actual decent resolution and frame rates on the go. So, what do you think? Would you double dip for a portable sanctuary? Or is the online-only requirement a deal breaker?
You loved her, didn't you?
Alright, horror fans, it's time to talk about the rumor that refuses to die. Is Silent Hill 2 Remake finally drifting onto the Nintendo Switch 2? The PlayStation exclusivity deal officially wrapped up in October 2025, and ever since, the floodgates have been wide open. We've already seen the ESRB ratings for an Xbox version, but the real foggy evidence comes from Bloober Team's own website. Eagle-eyed fans spotted new platform placeholders right next to the Steam and PS5 logos, and with the Switch 2's beefed up hardware, it finally feels like a real possibility. Insiders like Dusk Golem and Nate the Hate are hinting at a 2026 complete edition that might even bundle in the long-rumored Born from a Wish DLC. Imagine playing through James's descent into madness in handheld mode with actual Unreal Engine 5 lighting.
Pretty, it's all the same what you did! And a corpse can't laugh!
Part of Constellation now. Part of our family.
Okay, we need to talk about the biggest what if in gaming right now. Starfield on the Switch 2. Back in 2023, the idea of Bethesda's massive space epic running on a Nintendo handheld felt like a total pipe dream. But skip ahead to 2026 and the rumors are hitting a fever pitch. Reliable insiders are pointing toward a mid-2026 launch window, possibly as part of a massive Starfield 2.0 re-release. Microsoft's new CEO, Asha Sharma, has doubled down on this Xbox everywhere strategy. And after the confirmed Switch 2 ports for Indiana Jones and Fallout 4, the floodgates are officially open. We're hearing reports that Bethesda has been deep in the trenches, optimizing the creation engine specifically for lower power hardware to finally kill those pesky loading screens. But let's be real, can the Switch 2's tech actually handle a galaxy of 1,000 planets without melting? If they pull this off, it might be the ultimate way to play. Let's talk about the ultimate guilty pleasure racer making its way to Nintendo's next-gen powerhouse. We are, of course, talking about the rumors of Wreckfest 2 crashing onto the Switch 2. The original Wreckfest was a minor miracle on the first Switch, but it definitely had to make some graphical sacrifices to get there. With Wreckfest 2 moving to the brand new ROM-U engine, Bugbear is promising soft body physics, so detailed you can practically feel the dented steel. Industry insiders like Nate the Hate have been hinting that THQ Nordic is all in on the Switch 2s, and with the PC early access wrapping up in early 2026, the timing for a console 1.0 release is perfect. Imagine that level of destruction, full 60 frames, DLSS upscaling, all in the palm of your hand. It is finally time to head back to the frontier on the go, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is reportedly possibly saddling up for the Switch 2. Now look, the rumors have been swirling for years, but things just got a whole lot more official. In November 2025, the ESRB actually updated the game's rating page to include the Nintendo Switch 2 alongside PS5 and Xbox Series X, which is basically the industry's version of a coming soon sign. Reliable insiders like Nate the Hate have doubled down, claiming the port isn't just a rumor. It's been in testing since late 2024. It's expected to launch as part of a definitive edition that also brings that long-awaited 60 frames per second patch to current-gen consoles. So are you ready to lose another 100 hours to the Vanderlyn gang on your lunch break? Let us know in the comments. Monster Hunter Wilds is reportedly tracking for a massive Nintendo Switch 2 launch, and the evidence is moving from maybe to smoking gun. Just last month, data miners found a literal tutorial image buried in the game's update 4 showing Switch 2 local communication. We're talking local play features that let you host a hunt for 3 friends nearby, a feature that's been a staple of the series since the 3DS days, but was notably missing from the initial release. Insiders have even leaked the full graphics presets, which suggest the Switch 2 version will lean heavily on NVIDIA DLSS to hit a stable 1080p in docked mode. Capcom's already proved the RE engine can work wonders on Nintendo hardware with the recent Resident Evil Requiem port, but Wilds and its massive weather systems are the ultimate stress test. So, are you ready to double dip for a portable hunting party? Or is a 30 frames per second target a deal breaker for you?
I've selected you as a leader.
Imagine grinding your relic weapon at the dentist's office, or hitting the gold saucer on your morning commute. It sounds like a fever dream, but Final Fantasy XIV is reportedly on a collision course with the Nintendo Switch 2. For years, the idea of Eorzea running on a Nintendo handheld was basically a meme, but it's 2026, and the Yoshi P charm offensive is in full effect. In a New Year's greeting to fans, the legendary director dropped the ultimate tease, telling the Nintendo community, and I quote, "Please look forward to it." Coming from him, that's practically a signed contract. We're hearing from insiders that the Switch 2's 12 gigs of RAM and DLSS support are the secret sauce that makes the massive 7.0 graphics update actually playable on a portable. Yoshi P even suggested the Switch 2 could be the perfect couch companion, raiding on your PC, then lounging with the handheld for your daily crafting and gathering. So are you ready to become a portable warrior of light, or is a 100GB MMO on a Nintendo console just too much to handle? Ark Survival Ascended is reportedly heading to the Nintendo Switch 2. And get this, the developers are claiming it might actually run better than it does on the Xbox Series S. We all remember the Absolute slideshow that was the original Ark on Switch, but Studio Wildcard co-founder Jeremy Stieglitz is calling their new Switch 2 build a total night and day difference. In a recent interview, he revealed that the jump to Unreal Engine 5.7 is the secret sauce here. Apparently the new nanite foliage system is a magic bullet for performance, allowing them to keep those dense next-gen jungles without the handheld exploding. The wildest part, Stieglitz says the Switch 2 actually has more addressable memory than the Series S, meaning they don't have to gut the graphics just to get it to load. They're even experimenting with frame generation to hit a stable 30 frames per second while keeping lumen lighting and nanite detail active. Crimson Desert is reportedly making the jump to the Nintendo Switch 2, and if the rumors are true, we're looking at the ultimate technical showpiece for Nintendo's next-gen hardware. The buzz hit a fever pitch in early 2026 when industry insiders like Kiwi Talks and Nate the Hate hinted that a port is officially in the works. This follows a massive retailer slip-up where GameStop briefly listed a Switch 2 version, right alongside the PC and PS5 releases. Pearl Abyss has even been dodging questions about it lately, giving us that classic no comment at this time, which, in gamerspeak, usually means stay tuned. The game is built on the proprietary Blackspace engine, which is famously optimized to look like Unreal Engine 5 while running significantly smoother. Insiders are saying the Switch 2 version will leverage NVIDIA DLSS to target a crisp 1080p, and it might even feature some of those ray-traced lighting effects we've seen in the PC footage. With a world twice the size of Skyrim and the ability to morph into animals for traversal, this would be a massive win for portable gaming. Alrighty guys, let me know in the comments which games you think will make it to Switch 2.